Let's go. Let's do it. All right. One more time while everybody jumps on. My goodness. I'm going to tell you something right now. All right. Good to hear from everybody. I wanted to let you guys know that this is technically it is the second go live that we've done on YouTube today. All right. The first one was made private, so then it was jacked up. A lot of you guys jumped on. I want to hear from you. You can comment below, and I shall be able to see it as soon as that starts working. Of course it doesn't. It only works when it's not supposed to. Anyway. Good to see you guys. This is my technically third shift drink today. I don't know if that's safe. It's crazy is the fact that I don't get tired of it. I love talking to you guys. I love checking up on everybody. Make sure everybody's doing good. Let me just be sure that, yeah, we're live. So here we go. We're live. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but if you guys could say, hey, that'd be cool. Throw it in this little comment box right here. It was working earlier, but it's not for some reason right now. Yeah. Connected. So somebody say something. We'll come back to it. I got all day. I'm not going anywhere. That's funny. Did you say it like that? Anyway, I don't know. So I don't know what happened to the first recording because, you know, I'm just a chef with some internet technology in front of me, acting like I know what I'm doing. Now we're on YouTube. We're streaming live. Keep up with all you people. See what you guys are saying out there. Robbie, what's going on? Brent Blackman, what's going on? You guys can throw your comments up. Be good to hear from you. Here's my deal. We're going to chat. We're going to talk about things. We're going to see what's going on. The third shift drink of the day is brought to you by, oh, imagine that. Firestone Walker, Fly Jack, 96 calories. Wanted to jump man, what a mess today. We did Instagram Live starting at 2 o'clock. Then we did a Facebook Live at 3 o'clock. And then this little situation that you're dealing with right now is me making up for the fact that YouTube messed up. So, giddy up, YouTube. Here we go. Back at it. You thought you could crush a player. You can't do it. I know what I want to talk about. And I'll show you what I want to talk about. Maybe this will be the best one yet. When I first started talking, when we did an Instagram Live, and you can see all the tabs I had open, just try to figure out what the hell happened to the YouTube. I was talking with Scott, and he's a great friend of mine, and he was telling me, you know, what they're doing inside their restaurant to be successful, to get to the next level. Hell, just to keep the bills paid, to be honest. And here's where we're at. This last week, I felt like the person, I don't know, you're looking at it. Is that your left? I'm looking at it to the left. I definitely wasn't building steps. It's hard to build steps with your failures, especially when you don't know what's going to happen next in your industry. I told a story inside the Facebook. And I was talking about getting fired for the first time, and I knew I would get a job. Well, the industry wasn't shut down. On the Facebook, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you can see where other people have posted what they're going through. It's been interesting. You know, everybody's got their own way. Some restaurants are turning into grocery stores. Some people are driving their food trucks into neighborhoods and feeding people based off pre-orders. Scott was going into his restaurant to just create a to-go menu so his cooks could start working. I mean, we're all just trying to make it happen. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. Shit, man. I'm freaking out for everybody. I'm at home. And if anybody, like, that was not from a kitchen accident. I actually sawed most of the meat out of the inside of that thumb right there. Yeah, you know, it's like, you ever done stupid stuff where you're like, yeah, that was pretty stupid. You got to pay the price for it. I don't know. I thought I had this all worked out. It took me a couple hours to set up, and then, you know what? It didn't. Here's my thing. I've been struggling with the fact that there's no structure. There's nothing that is keeping me like 100% focused. And I got ADD like crazy. And if you guys are out there and you want to comment, ask me a question, go ahead. I'll be more than happy to do that on YouTube because we're live right now. We're going to start doing a little bit more live stuff. Maybe if I do it more, I'll actually get it right. That was that Ruiz finger. Love you, Carl. I never got to meet you or have a beer with you, but you were definitely someone I would love to have a drink with. Here we go. I've asked on the previous 2 shows if I got a friend of mine and he's challenging his cooks to a push-up contest. Not like I'll outdo you, but like keeping them motivated to keep rolling. And I think that's the biggest thing I've been struggling with. You know, I used to never watch TV because I always had stuff to do. I was always busy. And now I find myself at night watching a YouTube show. Here comes another confession. Last week I confessed that the week before I totally watched the entire episode of Love is Blind. Now it was Tiger King. All of it. Watched all the Tiger King. All of it. There's not one little bit left on the Tiger King. I watched them all. I'd love to hear if you guys watched it yet. It's like a train wreck. It's like a circus train wreck. It's like all the animals on the train. It's just so bad. But I watched it. I enjoyed it. Not really. It like stuck with me like poison ivy. But before I started doing all the episodes today, I wanted to get up and, you know, like it was a late start. I finished the Tiger King a couple of days ago. Started watching The Witcher. I want to ask you guys a question. Please hit me up either on comments or you can DM us in Instagram or Facebook. But about I think it was like 4 or 5 days ago, I sat down and I started to watch Breakfast, Lunch, Dinner on Netflix with David Chang. And the first episode with Seth Rogen, who I'm a big fan, right? I'm having a hard time. I can't watch street food. I can't watch Ugly Delicious. I can't, like, is it because I miss it so much? Is it because I'm so worried about it? I don't know. I mean, I've got a buddy of mine, you know, Lainey and I like to watch Guys Grocery Games, or like we like to watch. She loves the cooking competitions. I can't stand them, but I want her to see what I do in a cool light, so we watch it together. That's my youngest. And I'm having a hard time like watching it because I'm a little. It's almost too raw. How do you guys feel about it? Last week, I shared a video where we asked, is it okay if celebrity chefs or chefs that have multiple stars request for a GoFundMe to raise money for their staff when they have enough money to pay them? That's my assumption, right? That was the assumption of the people that brought it to my attention. And I'm not trying to start, well, I guess I am starting to try. How do you feel about it? And then Gina, my amazing wife and supporter, she sent me a note while I was doing it and just said, wouldn't it be great if these celebrity chefs band together to help all restaurant staff, not just their employees? Because that's really what it was about, right? It was about like their employees. So, you know what? It wasn't too much later that independent restaurants showed up on the scene, and I shared their post on my Instagram, but a lot of chefs and restaurateurs are, you like that, are posting. I shared Will's speech, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I saw him a couple of years ago at Cornell at this point, and dude, that guy crushed his speech. He is so well spoken. You ever watch people so good at their craft and like he just nailed it, and that's hard to find, right? And he took a minute and 20 seconds and just destroyed it. When I watched him in Cornell, and it was much longer than a minute, it was like an hour speech or 45-minute speech, he made me remember why I started cooking. You know how hard that is to bring you back to the roots? I don't know. I just feel like that's part of the process, right? You guys out there watching on the YouTubes, it's an interesting time. And I feel like this is like maybe the second or third time I've given this speech, but I'm going to tell you something right now. We can't get through this without each other. So let us know. Hit us up. Talk to us. Figure out what you're looking for. I mean, just getting the moment to chat with Scott and see how he's doing and how his staff's doing and how they're trying to manage through it. It gave me the juice I needed to get to the next day, right? You've probably got some fellow workers out there that you haven't talked to in a minute, or maybe some friends or family you haven't talked to. Take the time to focus on you and your family, because we don't get a lot of that. We don't get a lot of that time together. And what's crazy is the fact that when we actually get the moment to figure out what we can do with everybody, we feel trapped and we don't know how to get out of it because like we're used to being demanded from another universe, from the restaurant. Here's the deal. Focus on you. Try to do something every day that makes you feel good about yourself. And I'm just enjoying a couple of drinks, but you know what? I had to run a couple of miles before I could have any of this. Just little things like that go a long way. I'm going to post a little bit more often with things like this. I'm going to try to do a better job and make sure that it technically works and that I don't go down looking like a Dumas. You can call me Dumas for the day. You know, I don't know how to tell you to climb the ladder yet, but what I can tell you is that you're going to have to take those steps, and you're going to have to put them in front of you to get to the next spot. And no one's going to pace it out for us, right? The only thing I can tell you is that I'm here. Hit us up and ask us questions. Make it about us and what you need. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a bed of roses, because shit, I don't even know what's going to happen next. I know Scott's trying to make it happen for his crew. I know Michael Rossi's doing it. I know Chris Zorn's doing it. I know that it's affecting millions and millions of people out there. I know that Bo is sending out an update that talks about that fillets at an all-time low. There's a lot going on, you know, because nobody wants to pay for filet, so it's cheap. It's the best money value. I know my boy Paul is sending out messages to all his cooks and challenging them to do push-ups and work out and just to stay motivated. And I love that. My man Caesar is creating an environment where he's delivering meal prep to a bunch of people and groceries, because you can treat him like a grocery store. I know that Urban Grill down the road is a grocery store where you can Urban Grill restaurant and grocery store. I know that Hannah's restaurant in RSM is not delivering, but allowing the purchase of gift cards at a discount or something like that, because they're giving them to nurses and doctors and first responders and things like that, for people that are in the thick of it. And they're allowing other people to purchase them, I think, for these nurses. And they just want to say thank you. That's awesome. I love it. All right. And then Chef Tiny just threw up a comment on YouTube. What's up, Tiny? Right now, it's hard to work. I do so much better under pressure. This open-ended no pressure is crazy to me for the first time. I understand that. That's like, I guess it's what I was trying to articulate early on in this message. And I'm not going to go forever, because I've been doing streams now for a couple of hours on different platforms. Here's the deal. When you're used to an enormous amount of pressure crushing you nonstop, it's hard to get motivated when the pressure is gone. And you know, I didn't realize that I was such a victim of this, because when I used to go on these long runs, I'd play this hype music, right? I would be like, crushing it with like Run the Jewels or something like, yes, Run the Jewels. I think that they're awesome. You know, I back it up with some old school Eminem, and then I go into some Wu-Tang, and then I hit some and then, you know, I would play some classic rock, and then like Up the Hills, I created a playlist that allowed me to forget about the pain or forget about the pressure. And then I listened to David Goggins talk, and he's like, David Goggins to me is like, he's a beast, right? He's a crazy person. And he's like, I don't run with headphones. I just want to feel it. I just want to go to the pain cave as soon as possible. All right. I thought about that, right? Am I cheating myself by playing this music? So I started to create playlists that allow me to feel it in different ways. You know, so I can dive into what I need. I need the pressure. I need that. I need that relentless, you're not going to make it, to push myself to the next level. And I think that's what Chef Tiny's talking about right now on YouTube, is the fact that there's no platform that's going to make you perform, because the platform is it's off. Hell, I've been having a hard time even posting right now. Like, how do I post a shirt? How do I post a hat? When all I want you to do is take care of you and your family. Here's where I'm going to leave it. This is what I'm going to tell you. On this shift drink, number 3 live, technically number 6, based on the fact that I can't get anything to work on the fancy YouTubes, if you will. I am going to try to do something physically active every day. And I am going to post it on our stories. And if I miss a day, I want you to bust my chops. I almost said something else. I want you to challenge me to do certain things. I want us to challenge each other. I want us to look out for each other. So every day, if I post something where I'm jumping rope, shooting basketball, running in the hills, doing push-ups on the ground, it doesn't matter, because I don't think we take care of ourselves that well as an industry to begin with. And, you know, I don't have any problems with people having a shift drink. I don't. I know some of us can, some of us can't. That's fine. And I love you all the same. But here's the deal. Well, you got to earn it. Like today, before I started doing all these, I went for a run. And I just wanted to crush a couple of miles. So I did a little 5K up in the hills just so I could say, you did something. And it's the weekend, right? But our weekends used to be filled with tickets or BEOs or trying to get it done or people calling out. And now it's filled with uncertainty. And if you go back into our Instagram stories and you listen to Talking to Scott, he talks about the uncertainty when he was in Afghanistan or Iraq. And then earlier today, I read this article that a friend of mine posted when he was airborne, and now he's a fitness coach. And he talked about creating a fitness program for him and his fellow soldiers and how it created structure. I think that's what we struggle with the most. I would like for you guys to go on our Facebook page and read some of the articles Chef Paul's posting, because it's been awesome. It's been something that has allowed us to, you know, he brought up the fact that when you take the kitchen out of the cook, they get a little lost. I'm just looking out for all those cooks out there, all those people that are used to being busy all the time, and now you're trying to figure out how to file for unemployment. Take the time, hit us up, comment. We appreciate you. And I'll post both the videos. I'll post them all. I'll try to figure out why it wasn't working. And until next time, cheers.